Enter the chicken.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first round of the round-robin stage of the HeiHei Lorcana tournament, where we will find out which flavor chicken is best chicken. As you can see here, the bracket for round one is pretty darn straightforward. And first round, we will have HeiHei support line versus Hey, Where's My Cards? That is the Amber Sapphire HeiHei deck versus the Emerald Sapphire HeiHei deck. We are starting off, and as we do start off, I will be playing with the HeiHei support line deck, and then in round two, we will be switching decks to see how things go, and then go from there. So, mulligans, let's mulligan out the Cogsworth, I'm not going to need that. We do have the King Candy line, so that's perfect. Not going to need two of the one-drop HeiHeis. So, we get another King Candy and a Tala, that's absolutely fine. They ink Muses turn one, with no turn one play. Interesting for the deck there. We will start off by inking a King Candy and playing a King of the Candy, and passing the turn, going over back to the opponent, inking Grandma Tala, as they then play out Tipo to get that ramp, inking a Visions of the Future, setting up their ramping pool, which is exactly what they want to do. But now I've got a Tipo of my own, and is that the best bet? I think it actually is. We're going to ink a one-drop HeiHei, we're going to play our own Tipo, and with Tipo's effect, we will then ink from our hand a King Candy uninkable, because it does not dictate that you have to have an inkable card in your hand. It can be any in your hand, which is fantabby-dozy. On their turn, they ink the Emerald HeiHei, Tipo, then going to sing Heffalumps and Woozles. No questing for King Candy next turn, and they get to draw a card, another Heffalump and Woozles. Also hitting King Candy, it should have probably hit the Tipo. It's a little bit silly there. And Go Tomago, that does nothing. Yeah, this is the only discrepancy when we're going against AI. AI can sometimes just not run the decks as intended, but that's to be expected. We're going to ink the Sapphire HeiHei in order to then shift play out for Big King Candy, use his effect to then draw two cards and discard one we don't necessarily need. Out of this group, I don't need the Queen Royal Monarch at this moment in time. One more ink to play around with, that's going to be another King Candy setting up the board. We cannot quest, but what we can do is challenge, and I will challenge with King Candy into the child to bop him and get him out of the way, allowing my child to quest for +1 lore, going up to 2. Good start for the support line, as the Hey, Where's My Cards isn't doing great. Oh, but yet again, sending up Muses. That is exactly what they needed. And going to sing Heffalumps and Woozles. Muses will trigger as well, bouncing with one-drop King Candy back into the hand. And now, Hey, Where's My Cards is going to start looking formidable. If they are able to control the board as strong as they currently are, then this is going to be quite scary. We could Tipo for a second time if we so wished, but I think my best plan at the moment is to actually ink the King Candy and play out Cogsworth, so now we have resist +1 on my characters. From here, we will then quest with Tipo. Only thing to do to get that extra lore. We cannot challenge into Go because she is evasive, and that's all we're going to be able to do. But at least Cogsworth has wards, so Muses cannot bounce him back. There's how far I'll go. Doing the song, getting more ink in the inkwell, bouncing back Tipo into my hand. Grandma Tala, then getting the card draw. After seeing the top two, Visions goes into the inkwell. That takes them up to 7. There's a Mother Gothel. Cannot pay the 3, but that does set up Gothel for the shift. Very interesting play. The Hey, Where's My Cards is looking very scary, but maybe you shouldn't have quested with the Muses. That's a little bit cheeky. Oh, but speaking of cheek, I've got Chip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ink the Tipo. Do I actually play out Chip? So any reason to play out Chip this early? We could quest for 3. with King Candy, set up our board even bigger. Because we can't swing into Tomago, but we do kind of want to get rid of Amuses if we can, but I don't have that extra 1 damage. I need to swing in with both that and Cogsworth, which is a bit dangerous. So what we're going to be doing here is, I think we do it. We're going to go Chip Chipperoo. We are going to give the Chippy to King Candy, and we're also going to Simba Bodyguard, just to set up a little bit of a bodyguarding tree right here, so we can quest reliably, going up quite a bit, setting up the pace, go up to 8, and since we have a bodyguard in play, our opponent needs to bash through the bodyguard before they can do anything else. Plays Mother Knows Best. That will bounce back King Candy and the Simba. Youch. Big youch. And then Grandma Tyler's going to swing into Cogsworth. I think everybody's going to swing into Cogsworth at this rate. There's HeiHei, the not so tricky chicken. But the trick is, Hey, Where's My Cards now has no cards in hand, which is ironic because their entire game plan should be, I want to get rid of the cards in my opponent's hands, not my hands. So, ooh, bit scary for Hey, Where's My Cards. But my turn comes, 8-3, still in the lead, but need to be a bit careful. There is the Queen commanding presence. I like her. And what we're going to be doing here, we will ink the Tipo. We'll play out our own Grandma Tala to get a card draw. Chicken or chicken, we're going to pick the chicken. Of course we are. And then the other chicken will stay at the bottom of the deck. Not a problem. Free to play with. Iffy choices, very iffy choices, but hear me out. We're actually going to play the chicken. No point using the effect because there are no items to trigger it on, and play out the King Candy so we can set up the Shift King Candy next turn as well. But what we're going to do, we're going to Chip Chipperoo into the Muses to get rid of Muses once and for all, so there should be no pesky bounce tech, especially since our opponent has no cards in hand. There's Let It Go, putting one of our cards into the inkwell. Big youch. And then they're probably going to just quest with everybody to get up and high. Very trippy game so far. I wasn't expecting Hey, Where's My Cards to be as controlling as it is, but it's doing very well. Opponent now going up to 7 lore, no cards in hand. But I do have the hand advantage, which should go in my favor. There's another chicken. Okay, before we do anything, we're going to Shift King Candy, use the effect to draw 2 cards, and we'll discard one we don't necessarily need, which ironically is going to be the chicken, sad face. Chicken goes back. And then, what are we going to do here? I think the best plan of action is we sell off the Queen commanding presence, because we can always get her back later, and we set up a big fancy board. We're going to do Alice the Savvy Sailor, and we're going to play out Donald Duck. The Donald Duck will come out into bodyguard form and then trigger his effect to give +1 over to King Candy, and this is how we play it out. We are going to chip into Grandma Tala to wipe Grandma Tala out because she has a pretty darn great stat block to just bash into other characters. Then we will challenge Chicken into the Go-Go Tomago, so Go-Go is finally off board and the evasive is dealt with. Then, last but not least, quest with King Candy, get us up to 11 lore to set the pace. We have Simba in hand, hoping that I can get into the bigger Simba at some point. How far I'll go on the opponent's side of the board. More cards in hand. Another Mother Knows Best. Big youch. Hits back the King Candy yet again, leaving Alice and Donald. But they can still help each other next turn, so that's not a big problem. Quest for 2 goes up to 9, but it is 11-9. We are still in the lead. Next turn, okay, we're going to ink one of the bodyguard Simbas. Then we're going to do the King Candy trick. We're just going to shift straight onto King Candy, play the effect, draw the cards, and see what we can get our hands on. There is Alice, the growing girl. We are not going to benefit from her this soon, but I will take back the Tipo because I won't need Tipo just yet. But hear me out. Maybe we can actually do a thing here. I am going to put out Alice. I am going to put out Simba. We're going to put Simba into bodyguard so that he's ready to go. We are then going to quest with Alice for Savvy Sailor. Quest for 2 goes to 13. We're going to use the effect to bop up Donald and also trigger support on Donald as well, because why not? And we're going to then quest again to go up to 15 thanks to the effect of Donald, and then Donald support, because we now obviously have Alice out and everybody has support, is then going to buff up King Candy, because why the heck not? And there we go. The board is set. It is top deck galore. What are we going to do here? Let's find out. Chicken is going to go into Duck. Duck wins. Then Mother is going to go into Duck. Duck loses. But we still have the Princely Lion. Let It Go triggers, however, and is it going to hit Alice? No! It's going to hit King Candy. King Candy is now in the inkwell, which is a big youch. But we do have Wendy Darling, and oh darling, is it going to be pretty darn sweet. That could be the end of the game here, potentially. That is 16-17. We can then use the effect to go to 18-19, and then, yeah, we're going to have 20. So with all that in mind, quest with Simba, go to 19. Might as well support our big bad Alice. Not a 10, but not to worry. Only needs for 1. That is 20. HeiHei support service with the first game versus HeiHei, or should I say, hey, where's my cards? Now let's change the decks over and go into round 2. Okay, round 2 of Hey, Where's My Cards versus HeiHei support service. This is going to be an interesting one now, playing with the discard. That is a lot of cards to play with, youch. Kind of want to keep Ben to my will. We're going to get rid of the Emerald HeiHeis for now and the Sapphire HeiHei, but might actually risk it with Sail of the Azurite Sea. I think we need to get rid of both and just keep the Sail to the Azurite Sea and Ben to my will to make this really work. It's a big mully. Hopefully it works in our favor. There's a Tipo. Okay, so we have our 2-drop. So maybe we can make this work for later. We're going to ink the chicken and pass the turn. Because HeiHei, the blue HeiHei, is not going to be much help in this particular matchup. However, the Emerald one might actually come in clutch. We're going to have to find out. We are then going to ink at this stage. I'm considering the big Clarabelle, but at the same time, I did lose a lot of cards earlier, so we need to bear that in mind with the decks. I'm going to then ink Mother Gothel, play out Tipo, and with the effect of Tipo, we'll actually ink 1 copy of Ben to my will, so we can keep 1 copy in our hands. At least then we are getting up there. Next turn, if we're lucky, we should be able to ink and potentially play out How Far I'll Go. Opponent goes into Sail turn 2. Going to ink a Queen, Regal Monarch, and then plays out King Candy to set up their side of the board ready to go. Back over to us. We now have Peter Pan, the Neverland prankster, but it is too soon, and I think in this case we do need to ink for Peter Pan. But what do we do here? Do we go for How Far I'll Go or Sail the Azurite Sea? I think we just go with Sail the Azurite Sea. I kind of want to wait and get muses before we play any songs if I can help it. Draws into Tala, which is good, which is very good. So what I'll do here, I'll actually ink Clarabelle, and we'll set the pace. We'll actually quest with Tipo, because why not? Tipo's done his job. We don't have Protect to bounce him back to hand to then keep using him again. So it's all done. It's all sorted. Opponent's turn, inking a HeiHei, shifting into Big King Candy, draw 2, take back 1, and then he's going to swing into Tipo. He is indeed. Good move, solid move, clears the board, controls the board, all fantastic. Back to our turn, 5 ink to play with, ready to go. There is Emerald HeiHei. His effect is not going to help us at this point in time because our opponent's actually behind. So what we'll do, we'll ink the Emerald HeiHei, we'll play out the Grandma Tala, use the effect of Tala, see what we get. Clarabelle and Visions of the Future. We're going to get a Vision and put Clarabelle on the bottom. Then we're actually going to play out Vision to see what our next 5 are. Okay, which one would we like into our hand where we can benefit from right now or upcoming? Mother Gothel is actually looking really good now, I have to admit. So I think we go Mother Gothel, just so we can sort it all out. I'm actually happy with where everything is in the bottom of the deck, and we'll move on. A little bit of a slower game here, but that's to be expected. Donald goes into the Inkwell, a pure King Candy play. Another draw 2, take back 1, quest for 2. Brilliant work there by the King Candy crew. Very big and scary even. Then, so Mother Gothel, play this character, each opponent chooses one of their characters and return that characters to the hand. I have a plan for this. So what we're going to do first before we do anything, we're actually going to challenge Grandma Tala into the exerted King Candy and trade, so they're both gone. Then we are going to play out for Mother Gothel and Mother Gothel's effect to bounce back their King Candy. And this is where we actually ink Sail the Azurite Sea, because as much as I like the card draw, we kind of need our Inkwell to stay above where the opponent's one is. They ink Tipo, and they then play a Sail to the Azurite Sea, so they're going to build up their Inkwell even further. Inking another Donald to then play out the big King Candy again. Another draw 2, take back 1. King Candy being consistent. Very scary big King boy. But I now have a Clarabelle. It's not going to be too handy because we're not exactly going against a lot of items here. But what's my best plan? Questing for 2 will probably set me up a lot more. And I like that idea. So I'm actually going to ink the Clarabelle. But I'm actually going to do one better. We're going to bend to my will and get rid of every single one of their cards. 5 cards going in. We hit the double Savvy Sailor and the Chernobog. That was absolutely brilliant. I loved that tech. And do we actually run it? I think we do. I'm actually going to sing how far I'll go. Set up our Inkwell for the future. Draw a card. Probably for next... Oh my god, yes. It's going to be Muses. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Muses next turn can help us control the board. And we're pretty darn solid from here on. It's not going to help us control the board with Grandma Tala and King Candy, mind you. But we'll see. We'll see. Mother Gothel is a big body. Can help us hold the fort for the time being in quest for 2. We have chicken. This is absolutely fine. We can just play out both cards. Play out the chicken. Nothing to hit. And play out Muses. Set her up. And we'll quest for 2 with Mother Gothel. Take us to 3. And get ready for some big, bad Beetleborgs. Ooh, there's the Queen. Oh, very scary top deck, and a Simba as well. Oh, that's actually big scary. That is pretty big scary. Our opponent now going to quest up for 7, or is King Candy going to swing? Nope, that goes up to the 7. Absolutely fine and dandy. We do have a chicken, and so we've got to use that chicken to good use. They are protected by Simba, and that can be quite bad. Heffalumps and Woozles in hand. Can't quest during the next turn, draw a card. And you know what? I think we take advantage of that. I'm not going to sing it. I'm just going to play it outright. Because then Heffalumps and Woozles, that will stop King Candy from being able to sing. Or being able to quest, I should say. Then Muses will kick back the Simba. So Simba's no longer a threat and a bodyguard. We now have a Clarabelle in hand. And do we want to play out Clarabelle? Yes, we do. Because we just want to set up our characters and kick some butt now. No, we don't want to. There's no items to even hit Clarabelle. And we're ready to go. So, what to do about this situation? I think we just outright quest with everybody still. And just do a little bit of catch-up, because they won't be able to quest with King Candy next turn. The scary part about all this is that Queen. The Queen commanding presence is going to be incredibly scary to deal with now. Because being able to quest -4 and +4, yep, just like that. I think, yeah, actually, that was a bit of a stupid move on my part because of what Queen's capable of doing. But I needed to get the board caught up somehow. And the 1/1 drop chicken. The HeiHei is here. This could be a win for HeiHei's support line. Unless I'm able to make a very good comeback here. We're both top decking. There's Visions of the Future. That could help. That could definitely help. Have a look at my top 5. Need a decent song. Mother Knows Best is a decent song. I like it. Let's get that back into the hand. I think we'll just play it outright. So, Mother Knows Best triggers. We will get... I don't want you to benefit from a lot, so we're actually going to kick back the Queen, activate this, and we're actually going to kick back Simba as well. With that in mind, Clarabelle can then challenge into Tala to get Tala off board. So then we can do a little bit of board control at this moment in time. It does mean we are behind on lore, but you know what? We can catch up. We just need some good top deck draws and we should be okay. That is the problem with Hey, Where's My Cards? Because Hey, Where's My Cards also corresponds to Hey, Where's actually my cards? I need cards too. And our card draw options can be put into the inkwell early on and screw us up. That Cogsworth is annoying. That Cogsworth is actually killer and could ruin this entire run. But here we go. Let it go. I'm going to bong something into the inkwell, and that's going to be King Candy. Easy way to remove him. Return a 2-cost character back to the hand. That'll be Simba again. That bodyguard's just not going to see the time of day. And you know what? I think we'll actually do it. We'll actually swing Muses into the chicken just to get rid of the chicken. Oh, we can't even get rid of a chicken because it was this +1. No, I misread. The misplays, the human errors. What is this going on? It's awful. It's terrible. It's terrifying that these decks are this capable. Oh my lord. Cogsworth even bops into Muses. Oh my lord. The support chicken, then Simba, shift onto Simba, so now we have a big Simba thread on the board. Oh my lord, here's another vision of the future. We need it. We need something awesome to top deck. Not the best ones, but we do have Clarabelle. And you know what? Clarabelle is actually going to be a little bit clutch here because I'm going to play out Clarabelle. We're going to pass the turn. I do get to draw a single card. We now have a way to be able to draw cards and match our opponent if we can. There's Commanding Presence. There's another bodyguard Simba, and with Simba out, if that Simba ends the turn exerted, we can ready all other characters, which can be a little bit devastating. That's 16. I don't think I'm going to be able to make a comeback versus HeiHei support line. That is a very scary deck. Oh my lord. End of their turn. Simba's ability triggers, everyone's ready, and here we go. I do not have a real big answer to this. I could lose it. And we draw into, oh no, chicken and a child? Oh no, we're going to get the chicken. We've got to play chickens. Why not? Get the board flooded with boys. There's the chicken, effective doesn't trigger. There's Clarabelle, no items to hit. What a devastating board. There's not a lot we can do. Let's just quest for 2 with Clarabelle. And that is going to be it. HeiHei support line is going to win round 1 versus Hey, Where's My Cards? I was not expecting this. I thought HeiHei support line wasn't going to be up to par. But I have been gladly proven wrong. That deck is scarier than I had any vision of it being. Great round 1 for both of these decks. HeiHei support line gets the points.